Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your body sway for just a moment? For many people after 60, that's not just a loss of balance. It's an early sign of neuromuscular decline, a silent step toward a fall. Today, I'll share the 10-second test doctors use to predict your fall risk, and a simple, joint-friendly exercise that can restore stability in just a few weeks. Right in your living room. After 60, many people start moving more slowly, feel their legs grow heavier, or stumble more often. Most of the time, we shrug it off as just getting older. But I've seen people your age regain the confidence to shop alone, play with their grandkids, and stop fearing that moment when they stand up from a chair. Their secret isn't high-intensity workouts. It's a little-known habit, proven by science, that strengthens multiple systems at once and is safe for most older adults. 1. Rebounding to power. Your second heart and boost circulation. When Rosa turned 72, her afternoons all felt the same. Ankles swelling, legs so heavy it felt like she was dragging them through wet sand. She thought it was just part of getting older, but the real problem wasn't her heart and her chest. It was her second heart slowing down. That second heart lives in your calves. Every time those muscles contract, they squeeze the veins and push blood back toward your heart, working against gravity. And here's the shocker. Research shows that when your calf pump is strong, it can boost blood flow back to your heart by up to 500% while you move. That's like giving your heart a built-in helper every single step you take. The trouble is, after 60, those calf muscles lose size, and your blood vessels get stiffer. That pump weakens, blood starts pooling in your legs, and you get swelling, fatigue, even higher risk for dangerous clots. That's where rebounding comes in. Just 3 to 5 minutes, a couple of times a day, barefoot or in good supportive shoes, is enough to wake up that second heart. Picture each gentle bounce like pumping a handle on an old water pump. Fresh, oxygen-rich blood rushing upward and tired, waste-filled blood flowing down to be cleared. After just 2 weeks, Rosa told me she could walk to her mailbox without stopping once. The swelling faded. The heaviness in her legs lifted. Her afternoons didn't feel like a fight anymore. And here's the part she never expected. The very same motion that powers your second heart also helps reset the hormones that control your energy. That's where we're headed next too, rebounding for hormone balance without stress spikes. Now, here's what surprised Rosa the most. That gentle bouncing wasn't just helping her legs. It was quietly retraining her hormones. See, every time you rebound, you're engaging multiple muscle groups without pushing your body into the high stress zone that raises cortisol. That's important because after 60, our cortisol rhythm can get out of sync, spiking at the wrong times, leaving us drained and wide awake at night. At the same time, the movement makes your muscles more sensitive to insulin. That means when you eat, your cells can actually take in and use that energy instead of leaving sugar floating around in your blood. One study in clinical rehabilitation followed older adults with type 2 diabetes through a 12-week mini-trampoline routine. By the end, their insulin resistance markers had improved significantly, without a single session of high-impact exercise. I've seen the same change in people like Frank, 68. He used to crash hard after lunch, head heavy, eyes closing by mid-afternoon. I had him try rebounding for 15 to 20 minutes before his midday meal. Within a month, those crashes were gone. He told me, "It's like my body finally knows what to do with the food again." If you've ever felt more tired after eating than before, this could be why. And here's the kicker. When your cortisol and insulin start playing nice together, it doesn't just give you steady energy. It also flips a switch in your body's inflammation control system. And that's the hidden health gear we'll unlock next. 3. Rebounding to drain. Inflammation and lift immunity. When your hormones find their balance again, something powerful happens under the surface. Your body's inflammation dial starts to turn down. Chronic inflammation is like a low-grade fire. You can't always feel it, but it quietly damages your joints, stiffens your arteries, and wears down your immune system. And here's where rebounding does something remarkable. That gentle rhythmic motion acts like a pump for your lymphatic system, the body's drainage network. Unlike your heart, the lymph system doesn't have its own motor. It depends entirely on movement to push fluid through and clear out toxins, cellular waste, and excess fluid. A 2020 program in the European Journal of Cardiovascular Nursing looked at older adults with fluid retention problems. Gentle bouncing sessions alternated with short rests, significantly reduced swelling, improved breathing comfort, and boosted energy. Think of it like the tide washing a shoreline, every bounce sending a wave through your lymph vessels, sweeping away what your body doesn't need, and making room for fresh immune cells to circulate. Linda, 70, told me she hadn't gone an entire winter without a cold in years. But after a couple of months of rebounding, 1 minute of bouncing, 30 seconds of rest, repeated for 10 minutes, she noticed something different. She felt lighter, her ankles no longer puffy, and she didn't get sick once. And here's the part that's almost unfair. As your lymph system clears the waste, it sharpens your body's reflexes and balance control, which means the very exercise you're using to boost immunity could also be the reason you avoid your next fall. Let's talk about that. 4. Rebounding to sharpen balance and prevent falls. Now, let's be honest, for many people over 60, the biggest fear isn't sore legs or low energy. It's falling. One wrong step, one slip in the bathroom, and life can change overnight. That's why what I'm about to share matters so much. Rebounding doesn't just move your blood or drain inflammation. It actively trains the muscles and reflexes that keep you on your feet. When you're on a mini-trampoline, even a gentle bounce challenges the small stabilizing muscles in your ankles, calves, and hips. Those muscles don't get worked much in everyday life, especially if most of your walking is on flat, predictable surfaces. But they're the ones that kick in when you trip on a rug or when a grocery cart bumps into you. In 2015, researchers in the archives of gerontology and geriatrics ran a 14-week balance training program with seniors. The result? A 35% improvement in balance recovery, meaning they could catch themselves before a fall more than 1/3 better than before. James, 74, told me about the day his slipper caught on the edge of a mat. Normally, I'd have gone straight down, he said. But my foot found its place again before I even thought about it. That's muscle memory, and rebounding had built it. And here's the thing. When your body learns to correct itself in a split second, it's not just about avoiding injury, it's about confidence. You start moving freely again, instead of shuffling carefully, afraid to take a wrong step. And if all that sounds good, wait until you hear the final benefit. One that strengthens your bones without grinding your joints. That's coming up next. 5. Rebounding to protect. Bone strength without joint strain. One of the hardest things about staying active after 60 is finding exercises that protect your bones without wearing down your joints. Because the truth is, if your knees, hips, or back hurt every time you move, you're not going to stick with it. That's where rebounding offers something rare, weight-bearing impact without the damage. Every gentle landing sends a tiny signal through your bones, telling them to stay strong and rebuild. It's just enough force to stimulate bone-forming cells, but the trampoline's surface absorbs most of the stress that would normally jar your joints. In 2017, Osteoporosis International published a study where older adults did a 12-week mini-trampoline program. The result? Bone density in the femoral neck, one of the most fracture-prone areas in the hip, increased by nearly 2%. That might sound small, but in the world of bone health, it's huge. Maria, 66, had a family history of osteoporosis and was terrified of losing her independence. She added 2 slightly higher intensity rebounding sessions each week, still gentle, still comfortable, and her next scan showed no further bone loss. For her, that meant freedom. Imagine tapping a drum just enough to keep it resonating, not pounding it, not straining it. That's what rebounding does for your skeleton. It keeps the music of movement alive without breaking the instrument. And the best part? All of these benefits, better circulation, balanced hormones, lower inflammation, sharper reflexes, and stronger bones, come from one simple exercise you can do in minutes a day, at home. So, let's bring it all together. You know, after seeing people like Rosa, Frank, Linda, James, and Maria, I'm reminded of something simple. Our bodies don't just shut down with age. They respond to the signals we give them. When you rebound, you're not just moving up and down on a trampoline. You're telling your blood to keep flowing, your hormones to work together, your immune system to stay alert, your reflexes to stay sharp, and your bones to hold strong. And what that really means? It's saying yes to walking across the yard without fear. Yes to playing with your grandkids without worrying about your balance. Yes to feeling light on your feet and confident in your body again. If you've ever tried rebounding or another balance exercise, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. Your experience might be the exact encouragement someone else needs today. And if you want more ways to keep your body strong, steady, and full of life, subscribe so we can keep building this together. Because the truth is, it's never too late to give your body the right signal.